Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? How is the month of February treating you? So, I just hope you're doing well and that wherever you are, wherever you're watching from, that all is well. So, I thank God for another month, and it's a new season, and I am so grateful. And I'm just here back with another video. I know it's been like a long break, right? But don't worry because I'm back like I never left, and I'm excited to share with you that I'll be sharing a series of videos that will probably help anyone who's looking to move into Japan to work as a teacher. You want to stay with me, you want to subscribe and put on that notification button because I'll be bringing you educational videos on ways that you can work as a teacher, ways you can maybe move. If you're looking at Japan, then this is the place to be. This is Wanjiro from Kenya to Japan, and I'm so excited to be here. Now, today I want to just talk to you about some of the reasons why you probably want to consider Japan as a destination for you or as a place to work. Yes, I want to just give you 5 reasons. If you're looking for a reason, why should I move to Japan? What are the reasons why I should move to Japan? Probably if I'm jobless and I'm looking to maybe just explore options abroad, why should I consider Japan? Or if you're looking to change in jobs and looking at, okay, how about trying something new? So I'll tell you some of the reasons why you might want to consider Japan as part of your bucket list or part of the, a place or a destination you might want to live and work. All right. So now let me tell you some of the reasons why we would totally love working in Japan. Now, first of all, one of the reasons why I love Japan is amazing is that if you're considering working in Japan as a teacher, this is specifically for teachers because that's what I have experience in, and I love talking from experience. So if you get a job as a teacher to work in Japan, you're guaranteed of visa sponsorship. Yeah. And this is very important because once you apply maybe Interac or JET or Borderlink, one of those programs, if you apply with them, you're guaranteed that you're gonna get visa sponsorship. Yeah. Some of them companies will give you visa sponsorship for one year, others is 3 years, but the good thing is it's renewable. Okay, so that's very good. And as we talk about visa sponsorship, one thing I would like to tell you is that do not go on tourist visa. If you get an employer and they're telling you come on tourist visa, please be very careful because you might end up losing money. Yes, you probably get a tourist visa from the embassy, but when you travel there, it's first of all, it's not allowed. Okay, it's against the law. So don't try to go on tourist visa and look for a job. The best thing to do is apply for a job while in your country. Apply for the job. If you get the job, go through the interview process and everything. The company will send you a document they call the COE. With that COE, you go to the embassy. Once you go to the embassy, you apply for a job for your visa and you get your visa. So you leave your country with that COE. So that's very important. And so that's a good thing about Japan. You get a job that has visa sponsorship so that when you get there, you don't have to worry about, your visa expiring. Because I know that some countries you go with Vietnam, I see some people go with tourist visa. Then when you get there, you look for a job while there. And if you don't get visa sponsorship, then you have to keep going out of the country and coming back. So that's a good thing. So if you apply, for those who have applied with Interact, Borderlink, JET program, that you're guaranteed you don't have to worry about. You're going to be at peace about visa. Okay, that's very good. So that's a good thing. Now, so the second thing is salary. So let's talk about salary. And I know that salary is very important. You want to look at how much am I going to earn? Am I able to pay bills? Now, I'll give you an estimate. So in Japan, when you work as an English teacher, you're going to be paid between 200 to 300. Yeah, 200 to 200,000 Japanese yen to 200. Yeah. Now, for those who come from Kenya, Japanese yen it's been doing so badly, but it's getting better now. post-COVID, and we are actually, I think it's just slightly lower than the Kenyan shilling. Of course, it's compared to the dollar, that's a different story. But I would just like to, uh, the Japanese yen compared to the Kenyan shilling. I mean, if you're paid 200,000, I know teachers are not paid so well, like really well. I'd say badly. When I look at, Kenya and some other countries. So, of course, if you're looking to probably grow and looking at some better options, I'd say Japan basically does pay teacher much better. I know there are some countries where 200,000, 300,000 is like very small, but I'm talking about, if you're coming from Africa or other countries where teachers are paid slightly lower than that, I'd say that's really like an advantage, right? So if you're looking at that option, so yeah, the salary is way much better. So that's, yeah, part of the reason why you might want to consider Japan. But also I must say that the living life in Japan is expensive. So the fact that you come from probably Kenya and you paid a little bit less, and maybe that works, it's able to like you're able to afford to pay your bills and everything. Now when you come to Japan, you're paid much better, but again, the cost of everything is a little bit high. Yeah. So what I actually advise people, don't compare. When you come to Japan and you start comparing the things of cost of everything, that's gonna be like another story. But it's very important that to remember that you're paid better so that you can afford living and affording everything. But still, much as everything is so expensive, you're still able to save way. You're able to save something. That's what I'd say. That's you're able to afford the living there first of all, and you're able to save. Now, that's a good thing. Now again, as we talk about salary and everything, so if you're gonna come with your family, now that's another advantage, because if you get a job, you're able to allow, actually the employer allows you to come with your family. The accommodations are there, so you're able to come with your family, be it husband, wife, children. That's very good. And now the other advantage is that if you bring your children and your family, the education is very good because you're able to put your children in a Japanese school and they get to get free education. So then you don't have to worry about, oh, I have to pay for school. So that's the other advantage. I think that's really good that you can be able to bring your children and they go to a Japanese school and you don't have to worry about paying school fees. So that's really good, and that's another advantage for people who have families and they're wondering, oh, if I have family, what do I do? So that's really good to know that you're able to do that. And now something else that I realized in Japan, if you have a child, you get like there are incentives you get from the government, like you get support for the children, and and sometimes like when the bills are so high, like during the COVID season and people were really struggling, the government also gives support. I was surprised that sometimes they send you some they send you some money to be able to afford and to pay, to cater for your electricity bill and some of those bills. So that's really something that's interesting about working in Japan. Okay, now let's look at some of the things. So we've talked about salary, family, and visa sponsorship for you and your family. Now, the other thing that I loved about Japan, and speaking from someone who comes from Africa, is that Japan does accept employees. It's open to employing non-native English teachers, because I mean, when you apply for jobs, there are some countries that are very strict about non-native speakers. Yeah, so those of us who come from countries where English is not our first language, some countries do not accept that. Like I know China, some jobs in China, they would just say they only want natives. Some South Korea and other countries, they only want it. But Japan is really nice because they are open to that. Yeah, of course, there are those requirements that you need, like you need to have a degree and all that, but the thing is still, that's like a really good thing to know that Japan is open, and some employers, they're open to that. Like I know Interact has listed some of the countries that they employ, and Kenya is one of them. So that's exciting, right? Yeah, that's good news. All right, now The other thing why you might love working in Japan, now let's talk about safety. Japan is safe, especially for us women. Japan is a safe place to work. That's for sure, because when you look at crime rates, you have nothing to worry about. And one of the things that makes Japan really safe is that they the culture, they enjoy they society highly upholds social what is the something called social shame, that if you do something wrong, the shame does not just come on you but also in your family and the people around you. So everybody wants to protect their own, so that you find that crime rates, they are very low. You can go home to Japan at any time. There are times I used to get late, probably going somewhere, and the only thing you need to worry about is catching the last train because if you don't catch the last train, you're going to have to sleep wherever you are or take a taxi, which is so expensive. But basically what I'm saying, Japan is so safe. And talking about safety, one thing about Japan, if you lose your wallet or your phone or your money, you're gonna get it. I remember one time I was in a train and I left my pass. I boarded the wrong train, and I had my when I checked again, and I was like, oh, this is a long train. So I had my phone and I had left my pass on my seat. So I kind of walked out so quickly, and someone who was seated next to me saw me leave, and I left my money pass, and they came running after me and said, oh, you left it. So, and I've had so many people who they lost their phone or misplaced their money bag or something, even a laptop, and they're gonna get it back. That is amazing. So that's one thing that you definitely love about Japan. You will not need to worry about your security. Now let's talk about the people. Japanese people are amazing. I met so many Japanese friends and they are so good. Oh, they are amazing, those that I met. So the thing about Japan, the people are very respectful, they are kind, and this goes from adults to children to everybody. They are so kind. So the people that I've met so far who are Japanese, they are all so amazing. So you definitely love the people. And one thing I love about the people is if you're a first timer in Japan, and most of the time, everything is in Japanese, and I had times where I was like stuck in a train station. I'm looking for the train. I'm like, which train am I supposed to take? And those who can speak English, because not everyone speaks English, they'll see and look at you and they're like, oh, that must be a tourist and they must be lost. They'll come to you and ask you, hi, hello, are you lost? Like, where are you going, or what do you need? How can I help you? And this has happened to me so many times. And they will really help you. Some of them will even like walk with you until up to the place where you're supposed to board your train. So this is something that I love so much about Japanese people and Japanese culture. They are just so good. All right, now something else we love about Japan is festivals. Yes, there'll be summer festival, there'll be winter festival, there'll be all these other festivals. And in Japan there are so many holidays. Yeah, every month I find that there's 2 holidays. There's a holiday for the old people, and there's a holiday for I don't know what. So there's this many holidays that come around, and they come with festivals. And I love going to the festivals. I loved going to the all these places. So you definitely love and enjoy the festivals. And the festivals also come with the food, and you're definitely going to love the food. So for me, my favorite food, Japanese food, is sushi. And I love sushi. And you're definitely going to love all the other kinds of food. So definitely, Japan is a place for you if you love festivals, and you're definitely going to love the culture as well. All right, now there's so many things anyway. Like I said, there's food, and also the other thing that you definitely love about Japan is the hot baths. So these ones are called the onsens, or the hot springs. Now there's this whole story that I need to do another time about the Japanese onsens, but so the one thing that's very special in Japan is the onsens, and these onsens are basically the hot springs where you go, and you find them in malls and so many malls. There was one near where I lived, But there's one time I went with a friend to Gero. Oh, Gero is beautiful. You've got to go to Gero. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it has like natural hot springs, and people basically go. They have the foot baths where you just soak yourself in the, just remove your shoes, pull up your pants, and put your legs in the hot bath. So you find those in the streets, along the streets, and you also find those ones that are like indoors in hotels or some places where you just go and soak yourself. Now, the interesting thing about the hot springs is you have to go to the hot springs naked. Yeah, that's a culture. You don't go with anything. No, basically nothing, not even swimsuits. You basically go. This one is the one I struggled so much with because I was like, oh, can I do this? Being naked, in front of everyone. And of course, I'm a black woman. But eventually, I got to do this. And once I did it, I was so happy. I loved them. So this is basically something you want to do. I see some people go every weekend and they basically love them. So, well, once you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. Anyway, so these are just some of the reasons you probably enjoy living and working in Japan. Japan is beautiful. It's amazing. And people have their different opinions. There are people who will not love it. There are people who will love it. But definitely, it's something I would recommend. It's a place I would recommend. You would love it. So if you've been to Japan or you're in Japan, let me know, what do you love about Japan? If you're looking forward to going to Japan, I know some people who are looking forward to going. Let me know and hear what it is you're looking forward to doing there. But yes, so if you're looking to go into Japan and if you're looking to working there as an English teacher, you can send me an email if you need to consult on anything, or probably just want to have some questions and you want to know. You can also leave a question here and I'll try my best to reply to you. Anyway, this is Wanjiro from Kenya to Japan, and this is me sharing with you about some of the reasons why you would enjoy working in Japan. And yeah, this is it for now. I'll be back with another video. So as I said, I'm going to do a series, and you want to stick here. Like, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you and bye for now.